Hello, friends, and welcome to Oakland University's campus for today's UWS 2 matchup between Rebels FC and the Michigan Jaguars FC, live on the Michigan Soccer Network. Today's game is the opening match for both these clubs as the UWS 2 gets kicked off this week. Both sides will be looking to get their respective seasons started off on the right foot here this evening. Hi, my name is Robert Kerr, and I'm so very excited to be joined this evening by my broadcast partner, Ian Gilmore. How you doing, Ian? What do you want to see here this evening?
Doing fantastic, Rob. Glad to be here with you. I mean, like you said, we haven't seen these two teams yet this season, so it's going to be interesting to see how they both come up against each other. There's a couple players I'm going to be watching most. So Lauren DeBow from Michigan State University on the Rebels side of things. And on the Jags side of things, we're going to be learning as we go here, as we see some of these players for the first time. I love the dynamic of some of these players having come from their club seasons, some of these players coming back from their colleges to play more close to home in the summer. So I'm just really excited to see what we have going here tonight.
Truly an exciting time in women's soccer, especially in the Great Lakes State. These two teams play in the UWS2 Great Lakes Conference, and like I said, it is the opening night for both teams. It is an 8-team division consisting of all Michigan-based clubs, so great time for Michigan soccer and women's soccer in general. So when we come right back, we will step aside, have a few-minute break, get you the starting lineups, and we'll see these players walk onto the field and get started here on the Michigan Soccer Network.
Kickstart Toddler Soccer is a developmental program that helps turn timid toddlers into confident.
Granite City Food and Brewery has 2 Michigan locations in Troy and Northville. Serves made-from-scratch food, brews in-house beer, and even has brunch every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. To learn more about their daily specials or to book a private party, visit gcfb.com. Make sure you head over to Granite City in Northville at the corner of 7 Mile and Haggerty, or the Troy location at 16 Mile and I-75.
We begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
Welcome back to Oakland University's campus. It is UWS 2 doubleheader here on campus. Opening game between the Rebels FC and the Michigan Jaguars FC. First game for these two clubs tonight, but there was a game in the division earlier in the week where Legends FC won a lopsided 8-0 decision over Thundercats SC. And it is too early to report on the divisional standings as is the opening night for these sides. But these two are back in action quickly as the Jaguars will be taking on the Grand Haven Admirals and the Rebels will take on Legends FC, both games on Sunday night. And that Rebels and Legends match can be viewed right here on the Michigan Soccer Network at 7:30. So the action is nonstop now that these summer leagues get going in. Why don't you give us the rundown of tonight's starting 11 for these two clubs?
Yeah, let's start with the Jags who are right there on your screen. This is a little bit of a, we're trying to guess at positions here, but it's going to be Bowles in net, Huber, Lenning, Crocker, and Dalzacchio along the back in the midfield. Haranakis, Crawford, Woods, Loney, and Davis with Wilson up front. And then for the Rebels who are wearing pink tonight, DeSanto in goal across the back, Karam, Palazzolo, Wilson, and Pattinson. And then in the midfield, I think they're going to try a little, either a 4-4-2 or 4-5-1. Tillotson, Sala, DeBow, Miller, Duhane across the midfield with Cahill up top.
Yeah, we're guessing at positions, but we will soon find out what we have in store for us tonight. As we get ready, the officials make their way out onto the field. We had some late arrivers here this evening, so game delayed by just a few moments, but I'm sure that this entertainment will come thick and fast once we get the ball rolling. I asked you at the top of the show, what are you looking for tonight? And I'll continue that by, is there another player that might catch the eye tonight, you think?
Well, in terms of names that just pop off the page to you, I being a Michigan State grad myself, I've called, the women's games for the last 4 years. Justice Tillotson, another one that's played in the green and white, only featured in 2 games this past season for Jeff Hostler's side, but did well, I thought, when she came in, most notably against Detroit Mercy, and then Diana Palazzolo coming from Butler, as well as a couple players on the roster for Rebels from Grand Valley, but I don't think many of them will be featuring tonight. And then on the other side of things, a couple of Dalzacchios on the team for Michigan Jags. So interesting to see if we'll see sisters play together or if they'll maybe replace each other and come onto the pitch for each other. So very interested to see how proceedings go here once we get underway tonight.
Yeah, beautiful evening here in Auburn Hills, Michigan. It's about 75 degrees with a light breeze. Looking at the forecast, apparently we might have a chance of rain here in the closing moments, so we'll see how that may affect the late game. And to your point, there's a lot of great players on the field coming from some great college programs. I'm very excited to see this, and I'm curious to hear your analysis about how you're so steeped in the college game, having just spent 4 years covering MSU women's soccer, how this action compares.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because I can't say that I've spent too much time watching, ECNL and UWS in the past. So having all these players come together that, may not know each other, you're coming from your colleges, coming back to play in the summer, or there's players that have been with these clubs for their maybe entire lives, and they're coming from maybe their high school teams, or they're still in high school and coming to play with each other in the summer. I think is a really interesting dynamic, and I'm excited to see how both these teams sort of gel with each other, considering it's both their first games as well.
And here we go, Jaguars and the Rebels. 2022 season is underway. The Rebels are in pink and black going from right to left, and the Michigan Jaguars in all whites from left to right. Ball's in play, and not for long as we get an early Rebels throw-in on the far side. This is the field with the track, so there is quite a bit of room on the outside there. And wait for this throw in. Comes in from the far side, back to the thrower. Played back to the right back. Crossfield ball, number 10. Looks up the field, left foot pass down the side. Oh, a bit of a miss kick there that goes into the Jaguars. Quick turnover, pass to the middle of the field. Looks like there's an overlap there on the side if they can connect, but doesn't look like the ball will reach number 17 there. Defensive throw in here for the Jaguars. Cleared on out to midfield. Takes a couple bounces. Oh, there's a 2-on-3 here developing. Number 40, Anika Gilson. Tries to take the play on one-on-one, and it's tackled out of bounds near the Rebels bench. And the Rebels are led by head coach Rob Brinkman and is assisted tonight by Richard Thurma and Grant Harrison. Ball back in play. Madison Salah sprays it to the side. Looking up for Caitlin Duhane, who's on one-on-one on the far side, but it's tackled well by the left back.
Early on, I'm really impressed with the way that Rebels is moving in transition. They're looking to go forward really quickly, and they have two forwards up top there. So Duhane and Cahill will be playing up front on the right and left sides, and so there's gonna be the outlet for Rebels as they try to move forward and transition quickly when they get possession.
Waiting for the throw in on the far side. Rebels ball. Beautiful setting for soccer match tonight. Nice weather, little breeze. The ball comes into the middle, dispossessed, and stays with the Rebels. Comes to the outside, number 10. Palazzolo looking to get around the defense, but it gets chipped back into the middle. No one chasing it just yet. Might connect at the top of the box. Justin Tillotson looking to get on the end of that. Still with the Rebels, looking for a shot, left footer, and it goes into the grateful hands of Jaguars goalie Ashley Bowles.
Well, that just shows you how quickly Lauren DeBow can make something happen for herself. She's the most dangerous player on this pitch, and I was honestly quite surprised seeing her on a UWS 2 roster. A lot of her teammates from Michigan State playing among UWS 1, some on UWS 2, but for me, Lauren DeBow was one of the best players on the green and white this last year behind Ava Cook and probably goalkeeper Lauren Kozlo. She can create going forward and make things for herself and create for her teammates as well.
Rebels with the ball, pressing across the halfway line. Coming with some speed out to the side to number 10, Bailey Pattinson. What can she do? She's looking for something on her right foot. She finds a nice ball on the floor into the box, but is denied. And here come the Jaguars. Nice little roll over with the foot there from the defender. Coming up the right wing. Tackled there on the far side, and Rebels look to combine on the side. Can Pattinson get to that? No, she cannot, and it goes out of bounds once again. Granite City Food and Brewery has 2 Michigan locations in Northville and Troy, Michigan. It serves mainly food from scratch, brews, house beer, and brunch every Sunday from 9 to 2. Learn more about their daily specials at gcfb.com. Head over Granite City in Northville on 7 and Haggerty, or on Troy on 16 and 75. Let them know Michigan Soccer Network sent you. Oh, big collision there between the goalkeeper and number 40, the Jaguars, Annika Gilson. Seems to be ruled as a fair tackle.
Yeah, there was really nothing in that. It was always DeSanto that was going to get there first. It was well tracked forward, but really never a question of if the keeper would get there first or not.
Yeah, the goalkeeper for the Rebels is Olivia DeSanto. She plays at Northwood University. She had to put on a bright yellow bib there. Her goalkeeper kit conflicting with the pink of Rebels.
Yeah, it's quite close. It's not great for the kit man, at least. And I mean, Her backup is wearing a purple one on the side, so I was kind of surprised that she didn't have a purple one herself.
Jaguars really haven't gotten too much of a grip on this. They did force that interaction on the goalkeeper there, did Gilson, but only shot on target so far has gone for the Rebels. A hopeful ball there from number 17, Caitlin Kale, but that goes way to the far side there. And we'll have a very, 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 very deep throw in on the far side. You're eating that Granite City?
I haven't, no.
Sounds delicious. Just reading that made me hungry.
Yeah. I forgot to have a little something before I came here, too, so I have to stop out at halftime or something.
Oh, I always bring the snacks.
Yeah, more prepared than I am.
And we're looking for a Rebels throw in there on the far corner. They keep possession, comes back to the thrower. Nice inside pass. She stayed onside. Left foot, low ball. Went in front of the goal, but cleared out by the Jaguars defense. But they retain possession and maybe putting on a little bit of pressure here, the Rebels. They seem to be on the front foot here in the opening 7 minutes or so.
Yeah, they've really controlled everything early on.
Loose ball in the box does get cleared away nicely there by the Jaguars center back. You don't want to let those balls bounce around in the box too much. That's pretty threatening. Number 11 for the Rebels, I think you mentioned her, Caitlin DeHane, in a threatening position there for a moment. Ball spreading across the midfield, coming out wide. Pattinson, what can she find? Left-footed ball into the middle of the 18-yard box, but no one connecting on the end. A little hopeful there. Dangerous spot to put the ball in, but Rebels, again, keep their foot on the ball. Here's Pattinson on that left side, having some joy. Can she find the pass? She does. Top of the box, plays it back. Could this be a shot? It is, but it is just wide.
Once again, Lauren DeBow is the one that's taking the shot for Rebels, and that was a nice little move. The ball into the box was great, and then the first touch from DeHane was really nice, and she had the awareness to find the pass down the right-hand side, but just sent DeBow a little too wide and close to the end line and could never find the angle.
Now we wait for goalkeeper Ashley Bowles to retrieve the loose ball. As we see the replay of that chance, it was the best chance of the game so far, but put just wide of the near side. We reset. Jaguars play out of the back. Looking to keep the ball on the ground. Trying to advance up that left-hand side. Blocked off. Have to turn back. Back to Bowles. She examines her options. Right-footed chip goes up into the middle of the field. Jaguars can't keep a hold of it. Here comes the Rebels up the middle. Cut out well there by Marissa Woods. Nice turn there. Good composure under pressure, but she gets blocked off. The Rebels not letting Jaguars out of the half at the moment. Here comes DeHane. What can she do? On her right foot, long-footed effort into the hands of Bowles.
Well, I think although that, Rebels have had all this possession and all the chances so far, Bowles is going to be okay with shots coming from 25, 30 yards out. If that's the only chances that Rebels can scrounge up, she'll be all right with that all night.
I'm guessing Jaguars coaching staff getting a little nervous here in this opening 10 minutes. It's been one-way traffic so far. Here comes Del Zacchio. She was trying to play out from the right back position, but it gets blocked out. But that goes the Jaguars' way. So this will give them a little bit of breathing room to get out of their half of play, you'd think. Here's 58, Genevieve Crocker, examining the field. Big left foot, trying to get it up to the forward line. Defense got a head on it. And that gets sprayed down to the left-hand side. Jaguars get a foot on it, and it's knocked clear there by the Rebels defense. Ball back in play way down there in the corner. Knocked out again for another Jaguars throw. We'll see if they can mount a little bit of pressure, maybe get themselves a chance here. That throw was intended for Megan Loney, but it's going the other way. Here come the Rebels. We have a 3-on-3 situation developing. She plays a good pass. Looks like it's onside. Into the middle. Duhane. Right-footed shot. And our first goal of the game. 12th minute. There it is. Kaylin Duhane puts it on the board. The first of the season for Rebels FC.
So that was actually Kale that ended up finishing that one. It was Duhane that gave her the assist, and what a counterattack it was. It was Salah coming forward, and then she finds DeBow, and DeBow finds a great pass down the left-hand side, gets it to Duhane. Oh, you are right. You are. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Rob. You're right. The 17 and 11 had me messed up. But so Duhane with the first goal of the night for Rebels, and it was coming. I mean, those first 12 minutes, it was all the pressure was coming from the team in pink tonight.
Yeah, impressive shot there. That one definitely wasn't into the arms of the goalkeeper, and that hit the back of the net. And here's a blast from the Jaguars that deflects off their own player. And here come the Rebels once again.
I think it was the sun, the glare of the sun on the 7 and the 1.
And here's that same matchup. Here comes number 17, who is offside. You wanted to call her name Kale, but she was ruled offside there. That looks like a pattern is developing. Right after conceding a goal, the Jaguars let another breakaway develop right almost immediately after conceding. So the Jaguars are going to have to be careful here not to fall down a second goal here in quick succession.
Yeah, you kind of just have to start to settle into this, and if you're not able to do that, then it could be a long night. But they've gone forward twice in the last 5 minutes. I think you just need to start to settle it down in the midfield. If you get a little passage of possession here and just settle things down, I think they'll be all right.
Here's Duhane. She turns. She looks. Left-footed pass. Crosses the ball. She's dispossessed. A challenge here in the middle, and the Rebels come out with it again. Nice pass there back to the center back. Karam calmly plays it to her center back partner. Wilson drives into the middle. She plays in her teammate. Pattinson open on the left-hand side here. Doesn't quite make it to her. Here we have number 20. Lofted into Kale. Grace Miller combining nicely over here on the far side, retaining possession well. Here's 20, Deanna Polazzolo, the Butler University defender. Such strong collegiate teams these players are all coming from. They're all kind of getting their chemistry together as this is the first competitive match. They've all come from different places. I know some of the Jaguars, they grew up playing together, but there is a mix of players coming from different places. Not sure if they played any head-to-head scrimmages against any other clubs or anything, but the first competitive game of the season for these two sides. Oh, we both gasped at the same time. That looked like it opened up.
Well, it was a really nice passage of play, right, leading up to it as well.
Looks like a corner coming up here for the Rebels. They're going to be tested here, the Jaguars. There's a Rebels forward standing right next to the goalkeeper. She's might get blocked off. She gets a hand on it, but it's not clear, and that is over the line. 2-0 Rebels. That was a tough one. I told you the goaltender was going to get challenged. She didn't quite claim it all the way. It bounced around. Are they allowing the goal or are they disallowing it?
No, I think they've allowed it. It's just that Palazzolo is down and injured. You know, I actually really like that decision from the referee. Goalies, typically, if you go and flail your arms or fall over, you get a foul called. We'll see it again here. So the ball comes in. And it's Bowles that goes up. She can't claim it. Palazzolo is on the ground, and it's already a double for Duhane. She's got 2. It just sneaks over the line. That one had to be close, but the AR was right on that goal line. So he had a great line of sight to see whether it did cross the line, and before the Rebels defender, or the Jags defender, could clear it, they decided that Duhane had eventually bundled it over the line, not to the expense, though, of her teammate, Diana Palazzolo, who's being checked out by the trainer right now. But either way, less than 20 minutes in and 2-0 up for Rebels already.
Here in the early goings, while Palazzolo gets some attention from the trainer, both teams have come to the sideline as we take another look at this goal.
DeBow with the ball in. Check it. I can't tell if it was on the initial jump. So Palazzolo is clutching her face right now. It looks like bloody nose might be, but it didn't look like she got clipped by Bowles on the way up. I wonder if somewhere in the fall down, something happened where she got clipped in the face.
I think when she challenged the goalkeeper, she actually came down and bashed her chin on the head of the center back there.
That could very well be. And that's never comfortable, especially if she bit her tongue at all in there, then that's going to be really painful.
So 2-0 within the first quarter of an hour here at Oakland University. Hopefully that player is okay, Palazzolo. Referee says play on, and 2-0 to the Rebels.
Well, we had said that the Jags need to settle into this one, and giving up another goal won't do you any good. 2-0 is still not an insurmountable lead to come back on, but early on it's been so dominant from Rebels that it's hard to see Jags really turning this one around, but there's a lot of game left to be played still.
Will the Jaguars, will Coach Mo be able to get the Jaguars back in the game here, because they're 2-0 down early in the game. Rebels have their foot on the ball. Looking for more. Pattinson here has done well on the left flank in the early goings, and she tries to play in Duhane, who's on a double here early within the first 20 minutes of the game. I think that second goal came around the 16th minute.
Yeah, not bad being on a hat trick when you're, not even 20 minutes into it. I would bet on her getting that third one before this is over, just from what we've seen in the early proceedings.
Yeah, she looks like she's got plenty of energy here this evening, and if the play continues the way it's going, no reason to think she can't get more chances.
And it's interesting to see the juxtaposition here, Rob. When Rebels have the ball in their possession, the Jags are really comfortable sitting in a low block and letting Rebels come at them. And then you see the other side of things. When Jags have the possession along their back line, the Rebels are right up there with them, and it leads to turnovers like that.
Ball goes out of play, and it looks like we have an early substitution. Number 19 checking in for the Rebels.
Makes her way all the way across the field, and I think that's Wilson that will take a breather. She has the long walk around the whole pitch, though, to get back to the bench. As Palazzolo just, down to the right of where you can see off your screen right now, still being tended to, and I think she's got an ice pack up around her face.
I guess if you score, it doesn't hurt as much.
Yeah, it'll hurt a little bit that it wasn't her, right? If you're gonna put your body on the line, you'd like the goal, but she'll be happy that her team is up 2-0.
Grace Miller in there made a nice pass to the outside there. She cut inside with a nice aggressive move and does go get recycled between the center backs, reset. But like you said, Jaguars happy to sit back. I guess they are getting nervous of getting broken on, because when the Rebels are breaking at speed, they're dangerous. But they're not really pressuring at all. They're well over the halfway line and not getting any resistance, as number 25 just dribbles straight into their half. Anna Karem, not challenged at all. Here's Pattinson chasing on the left-hand side. Can she take her defender? She does. She's on her right foot. She puts it in the air, but it is bravely blocked down by number 43 in Jaguars white.
And, we've seen it's been Karam that's been striding forward and trying to make things happen. And when your center backs are the ones that have the ball 40 yards out from goal, it's maybe not necessarily what you want, but you're all right with that. If you can do all of your creative playing within 40 yards, you're pretty much already in that final third.
Another corner here for Rebels. They scored on the last one. This one goes past the far post, but goes on a right-footed looper, and that one goes well over the bar.
Yeah, Salah was just sort of leaning back on that one, never got a good hang of it. Well, I want to let you know that Jack's Car Wash has been serving Oakland County since they opened in 1953. With 9 locations throughout Southeast Michigan, they can serve you from Birmingham to Clinton Township, Rochester to Southfield. Try the Unlimited Club today, starting at $24.99. For more information, visit jackscarwash.com. A clean car by Jack's. Rise better.
Here we have UWS 2 opening night action here on the Michigan Soccer Network. 2-0 to the Rebels in pink in the early goings here this evening. Jaguars throw it in on the far side. They're looking to get a foothold in this game. They had a little bit of an early challenge. There was a 50-50 with the goalie early, but it really has been all the attacking threat has been with the Rebels here in the early goings. 25th minute here. Beautiful Auburn Hills as oh man, I can't even keep up with my mouth. There was almost a breakaway, then a tackle, then an almost breakaway, and then an offsides there between that combo of 17 and 11. Kale and Duhane are a real handful.
Yeah, and you check it out again. It was Kale initially that was applying the pressure. Duhane wins that tackle. If Kale just leaves that for Duhane, Duhane is in on goal, but since Kale was in an offside position, AR is going to put his flag up every time for that.
Here comes the Jaguars. What can they build here? It's like a 4-on-5 here. It might break for the Jaguars. First chance of the game. Saved by DeSanto in the Rebels' net.
Yeah, it was really well done by Gilson, and right after it was saved, she's looking to the rest of her team for backup. Their midfield is 30 yards behind her. That needs to change. You can't have that giant gap between your front line and your midfield. No one was there to even deal with the rebound after DeSanto made her first save of the game, and I think Gilson's right. Her team needs to get up there with her.
And here come the Rebels up the middle. It's a 3-on-3 here. She cuts inside, left-footed strike, and a third goal for the Rebels. Left-footed strike beats Bowles, and it is 3-0 in the 25th minute.
Well, from personal experience, I can tell you that it was only a matter of time before Lauren DeBow grabbed one with the way that things are going here in the first half. That just shows you how important those chances are going to be going forward for the Jags. They're not going to get many. You have to capitalize, and then Rebels just go up the other end of the pitch. And Lauren DeBow does it all herself. Didn't need the help of Duhane or Kale that were up with her. The weaker left foot of hers is enough to beat Bowles, and I think it's fair to say that Bowles really should have done better with that one as well.
Back underway. The hole getting deeper for the Jaguars. After they just had their best chance of the game, they concede. Looked like they might be able to build something up, but those arms of frustration that went up after no one followed up her shot for the Jaguars, and the hole gets deeper as that goal was well taken, but you got to question the Jaguars' back line. The player dribbled and dribbled and dribbled, and no one really ever challenged her.
Yep. There was just so much room between the midfield and the back line. I just told you there was a lot of room between the front line and the midfield, and then it was the same going backwards in transition as well.
So what's your experience with the third goal scorer? Is she a Michigan State player, you're saying?
Yeah, Lauren DeBow, transfer from Central Michigan University. So coming from a smaller program to a Big Ten one, and really just fit right in, was an integral part of what Jeff Hostler was doing with his side this past fall in East Lansing. Took a team that was had one win in the conference the season before, and then took them to the 4th seed in the Big Ten tournament. Lauren DeBow is a playmaker. She can play just about anywhere, whether it's out wide or through the middle, or if it's up top as well. Of course, she was never going to unseat Ava Cook, but DeBow usually played in that number 10 role, kind of behind the strikers, which she's done here today as well, and already having success with it.
Yeah, you got to commentate in front of a very lively crowd. I heard they were getting some great attendance there up in East Lansing.
Well, and especially when you have a year like MSU did, where the last year the team wasn't very good, and then they turn things around and start the season 9-0 and end up in the Big Ten tournament hosting a game. I think everyone around the city, around the school, kind of just buys into it and sees what's happening and wants to be even just a small part of it in the crowd. It was nice to have that crowd back too, because the year before, commentating in front of empty stands wasn't very fun.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Rebels here, the center backs, still nobody receiving, putting on any pressure from the Jaguars. Karam has all the time in the world to pass to her center back partner.
And on another night, they might have needed Diana Palazzolo back in there a bit more urgently, but not really the case tonight. If she's still hurting, she'll be all right over there on the bench.
She can come into the game in the second half as Duhane puts a left-footed shot over the bar.
She's been lively, really lively early on. I love the way that she's gone about things and the way she's played. 2 goals to show for it in the first half as well.
Jaguars looking to get their foot on the ball a little bit, but that pass is cut out. The Rebels are the first to almost everything at this moment. Number 60 sprays it wide. Marissa Woods looking for her left wing. She finds it. The Jaguars are driving at the Rebels. Backline, right-footed strike, and it hits the crossbar. What a thunderbolt. But no luck there as it clanks off the metal.
Well, it's Gilson again, and this time she's even more unlucky. It was a great cut inside, and uses that right foot, but just a little bit too high. I'm not sure if DeSanto didn't get a tip on it, and if she did, that's a phenomenal save, but another chance goes begging for Jags.
Back the other end, Duhane forces a Rebels corner. A lot of action here early.
Yeah,
for it, action.
Right, for it being 3-0, I mean, the Jags really should have 2 goals right now.
They had a one-on-one with the goalkeeper,
yeah.
and then a rocket shot that clanks off the bar. So a lot of action here, but goals favoring only one team. But here comes the Rebels with a short corner. Jaguars not quite prepared. Cross comes into the box, popped up. Defended out. Jaguars slow to pressure on the top of the box. 21 puts it into the box. Will we see another shot? Oh, nice cutback. Left-footed into the box. Duhane's wide open! But her strike is not clean, which allows Bowles to get a very welcome hands on it. But she was wide open 4 yards from net.
Yeah, and she'll want that one back. First, it was a great turn from Tillotson, and then it was a wide open effort in the middle of the box from Duhane. And, I mean, that was probably the easiest chance of the 3, funny enough, so far. It was easier than both the goals she's taken. So it was interesting that she can't get her foot onto that one enough to put power behind it and put it past Bowles.
Jaguars number 34 runs into a brick wall. Eve Davis. She tried to make some progress, but there was definitely a bit of a clatter of shoulders there. You could hear from up here in our vantage point.
Yeah, and I think this one was actually called by the assistant referee, and he was pointing for advantage at first, but it was number 33 for Jags that just couldn't keep up. Crawford couldn't get there in time.
Looks like Emma Dalzacchio for the Jaguars is set to take this free kick in a somewhat dangerous area. She could probably far too far away for a shot, but could put in a dangerous cross. Right-footed, goes across the top of the box. You got to be careful not to get counterattacked on. Jaguars midfielder does well to snuff out the counterattack. Puts a dangerous ball into the box. Number 40, Annika Gilson, really is the offensive threat for the Jaguars so far.
Yeah, if it's going to come from anywhere, it's going to be her. Those set pieces, a little bit more difficult. Palazzolo is back onto the pitch now. She stands at 5'10", one of the tallest players on the park tonight. So set pieces in the air might not be the easiest thing for Jags to take care of.
Pattinson back to Karam. Over to Palazzolo. She finds the feet of her winger. Tries to get up to her attacker. Blocked out, and Jaguars get their foot on the ball. Over on the far side, there's Gilson. Touch gets a little bit away from her on this fast turf. And here comes the Rebels. And that touch just gets a little bit away from Tillotson and is able to be tackled away. Bowles knocks it into the midfield, looking for a white shirt. Can they bring it down? They do, but the pass just doesn't connect. Not sticking to the midfielder's feet at all so far.
No.
I want you guys to know about Kickstart Toddler Soccer, whose mission is to stimulate the bodies and minds of children while introducing them to the joys of goal-oriented physical activities leading up to competitive play. Taking great care with the knowledge for that many, this may be their first group class. Kickstart Toddler Soccer focuses on building nurturing relationships while introducing an engaging curriculum with the objective of making each Kickstart class or game the highlight of each student's week. Kickstart Toddler Soccer has locations in Macomb, Oakland, Genesee, Washtenaw counties. Learn more, visit kickstarttoddlersoccer.com. Throw it in here for the Rebels. Goes into the box. Dangerous. DeBow, left-footed, just over the bar.
It was always going to be tricky to get the right contact on that. The ball was dropping, but as it was, DeBow was being closed down more and more. Comes off her chest and kind of just pops it up just that little too much, and she needed to let that one drop just a half second longer, and it would have been on target.
Jaguars maybe just need to knock it around a little bit, find the feet of their teammates. They've been having a hard time finding the feet of their midfielders so far. Here come the center backs, so looking to knock it long, which is tough. These Rebels defenders have been the first of all these loose balls.
Well, if your tactic, too, is playing Route 1 football against defenders like Diana Palazzolo, I just told you how tall she was. It's going to be tough to win those aerial battles.
Palazzolo, her pass is cut out by Jaguars defender. They do find a pass into the midfielder, who has to turn back. The Rebels definitely pressuring the Jaguar center backs far more than the opposite way.
And the press has been high, too, but they haven't done this yet. This is one thing that beats a press is just stride forward, Lenning coming forward, and look, it works. You get into the final third, or right now, a win for Jags is getting it all the way up to DeSanto. So beat the press. If you can't beat it with a long ball, have your center back stride forward.
That was a nice mazy run there on the far side by defender Emma Lenning, the Tiffin University player, as we have a whole boatload of subs, 3 coming on for the Jaguars, and it looks like at least 1 for the Rebels. We'll do our best to keep track of all these players coming in and out. But I definitely can see the biggest attacking threat for the Jaguars so far. Annika Gilson is coming off. She had a right-footed strike come off the crossbar earlier in the half. And she was definitely the biggest threat for the Jaguars as Rebels look to turn defense into offense here, and they have numbers and a free player here on the left-hand side. 21, right-footed effort. Oh, and so unlucky, and that own goal makes it 4-0 Rebels. Number 21 on the Rebels drove into that space, fired it low and hard, and the Jaguars defender unfortunately knocks the deflection into her own net.
Yeah, we talked about how much these counterattacks have been beneficial. It's a good shot towards that far post, and it's the defender that gets there and gets back. She did her tracking back work, but she just gets unlucky with the way that one comes off her feet. Doesn't have enough time to adjust those legs and plays in an own goal for number 4. Kind of just a microcosm of how it's gone for the Jags in this first half. They've put in the work. They haven't necessarily played bad, but the Rebels have just been that little bit better, and in that case, that little bit luckier.
4-0 Rebels FC over Jaguars FC here in the opening night of UWS 2 action for both these sides. Now it's all about just trying to get on the board for the Jaguars and limit the damage. They don't want to fall into a goal difference hole early in league play.
Well, I mean, you talked about what happened in the first league game to an 8-0 win, and so at 4-0 at halftime, when you really haven't totally been in it, yes, they've had their chances, but it just gets to damage control at that point. They have to make sure that it doesn't keep running up.
Here comes 21. She puts a ball across the top of the box over to number 9 in pink. I've been pretty impressed with the control and the aggression of the Rebels so far. I feel like they've stepped in front of a lot of passes, made a lot of tackles, and it's been sticking to their feet where it just hasn't for the Jaguars thus far.
Yeah, the control, the aggression, and the controlled aggression going forward. We've seen them with passages of possession where they're okay with sitting back a little bit and playing with the ball and waiting for opportunities to present themselves. And then when they've needed to go faster and go on the transition, we've seen just how successful they've been with that as well.
Thrown for the Rebels, sticks to the foot of the Rebels attacker who plays a ball across the top of the box. Right-footed effort. I thought it might have been deflected there, but they say that is a Jaguars goal kick.
Yeah, DeBow just really got too much under it, kind of turned her foot into a little bit of a sand wedge and popped that one up into the air. Never really gonna trouble Bowles with that.
Be on the lookout each week. Michigan Soccer Networks takes goals from all the competitions and gives you, the viewer, opportunity to vote for the goal of the week. And voting begins on Mondays, ending on Thursday afternoons each and every week. The announcement of the goal will be made sometime during a weekend game. After voting, this week's goal of the week will be redirected to the MSN YouTube channel. We appreciate you subscribing to the network. I'm sure there's a few contestants for goal of the week here so far. Maybe not that own goal, though.
No,
That's not going to win any awards.
I don't think anyone really want to see that one again, much less the Jags.
Owen Goal, still the biggest goal scorer in the world. Jaguars getting loose there with the pass into the midfield. Really need to try to establish some control here. Near side here up the right hand. Trying to find that runner in behind. But Karam more than aware of the danger. Passes back to her goalie and DeSanto. She puts it out, and Jaguars midfielder spins that out of play.
See, I just don't understand that from Haranakis. There's no one around you. Take a touch, bring it down, start possession for your side, and that's been the difference between these two sides tonight. The Rebels have been able to do that. Jags haven't.
The Nationals' vision is to be the best at developing youth soccer players who strive to perform at their personal best in soccer and in life through experiences that integrate each player with their family, team, club, and community. Join the Nationals on June 11th and 12th. If you're interested in trying out for one of their many locations, visit nationalsoccer.com for more information and registration. This back four for the Rebels has really been impressive. Granted, they haven't had a lot of pressure on the ball when they've had it, but they've really been able to really dictate the play and really pick out where they want to put the ball. Like this. Oh, great touch by Pattinson. She knocks it down the far end side. What can she do? She puts it back to 21, who tries the pass, but they're a little bit out of sync there, and it goes out for a Jaguars corner. Jaguars goal kick, sorry.
They've been really good with the ball at their feet. It's been interesting defensively for them because they haven't been tested that many times, and I guess if you think about that, Gilson almost has 2 goals tonight. So when they've been tested, they haven't really been up to the challenge defensively, but I think that the block in front of them, the midfielders, and snuffing out chances before they even get to the Jags' final third has been what's made them successful tonight, and you can't be more successful than having a 0 on the scoreboard if you're defensive.
Yeah, I mean, their goalie made a good save, and the crossbar made a good save. That was a great play. Annika Gilson really powered through to get that right-footed strike, but unlucky there, and sees her team still have a goose egg and let in 4 on the other side, and they're looking for more. As that slow through ball, that straight pass to the diagonal run almost comes off, but the Jaguars defenders do what they need to, and Jaguars battle through, and that pass isn't going to quite cut the mustard there as it's cut out by the Rebels right back, number 19. Karan easily slips it back to DeSanto. To Palazzolo, who kind of a loose ball there, and Pattinson does well to block off that onrushing attacker. 21 does well, but it's blocked down again. Oh, a little bit of a slip there by Karam, but no one's putting any pressure on her, so she doesn't suffer any consequences of that slip. So much room here for number 24 in pink. She's got 3 options ahead of her and another one to her side who she'll pick out. Who's got Akers on that far side. Is there any runners in pink going towards goal? Right-footed cross will go into the hands of Bowles.
I don't think that Torres meant to put that one on target, but guess you can try anything when you're up 4-0.
Yeah, there was a lot of room and a lot of options to pick out there. Can the Jaguars get one here before halftime? We are now into stoppage time in the first half of the first UWS 2 game for these clubs. And that marks halftime here at Oakland University Stadium. We've got 4 goals already in the first half. Duhane with a goal in the 12th minute. In the 16th minute, then a goal by DeBow in the 26th, followed by an own goal in the 37th minute here. So we're going to step aside, catch our breath for a few minutes, and we'll be right back here in Auburn Hills on the Michigan Soccer Network.
Hey moms and dads, are you looking for a program to keep your toddler active this winter? Kickstart Toddler Soccer is You can find us at the amazing Legacy 925 Center, located in the heart of Oxford, Michigan. Check us out at kickstarttoddlersoccer.com and come play with us today.
Granite City Food and Brewery has 2 Michigan locations in Troy and Northville. Serves made-from-scratch food, brews in-house beer, and even has brunch every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. To learn more about their daily specials or to book a private party, visit gcfb.com. Make sure you head over to Granite City in Northville at the corner of 7 Mile and Haggerty, or the Troy location at 16 Mile and I-75.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so that interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports.
And respect should always be shown and given for them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game!
What I could tell right off the start was that they were really about the player. And I just got out of high school, so I was using BB Corps bats for the past 3 or 4 years. When y'all came to me, took my advice, trying to figure out what we wanted, what I learned in high school about bats, and what I wish I had, it's really cool to be a part of. I can't remember the last time that I hit balls that far with a BB Corps bat or as hard. Definitely the best BB Corps bat I've ever swung in my life. And I've swung plenty of BB Corps bats. The numbers can prove it too, because the numbers that I was getting on my exit velos and the distance, I really didn't get close to that in some of the other BB Corps bats. Yeah, just overall, it's been really fun. Know that you were a part of it and that a lot of kids are going to love to use it. Yeah, super excited.
Welcome back, friends. We are in halftime intermission here in Auburn Hills, opening night of UWS action, or UWS 2 action here between Rebels FC and Jaguars FC. Bit of a lopsided score line, but plenty of action going both ways. My name's Robert Kerr alongside Ian Gilmore. We've caught our breath, got a drink of water. How you feeling?
Good. Yeah, it was nice to see a lot of action in the first half. Obviously, as a neutral, you'd like to see it a bit more even maybe, but we got action nonetheless.
Shout out to everybody giving comments on the YouTube. What's up, Nick Marana and the Owl? Thanks for watching along here this evening. It is a lopsided score, but action on both ends. The goal summary, we have striker for the Rebels, Caitlin Duhane, with a quick brace here in the first goal in the 12th minute, second goal in the 16th. That first one was probably the pick of the litter. Great assist by Kale going to Duhane. And then a third came from Dubois, who you've seen play a lot, and you said was just a matter of time.
Yep.
And then the substitute, number 21 in pink, she drove into the space and forced an own goal. So on the opening night for these two clubs, they're feeling far different probably right now during their halftime talks.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, the difference in that first half was the Rebels were a lot better, and the Jags took a while to get settled in. Never really could settle in because of what was happening defensively for them, and there was really only one way that you thought that first half was going to go after you watched about 10 minutes of it. I think that maybe talent level, there's a gap. I think in that first half there was an effort level gap between them as well, and even when they were 3-0 up, there was Rebels who were getting up that park as quick as they could, and I think they all want in on the action. So two very different team talks, yes, and I think if you're in that Jags huddle right now, it's a lot of, you know, questioning of pride, maybe challenging some players. Do you really want to be out here? I think that's what the coaches might be saying to try to light a little fire under their butts and get them going in the second half. You got to let go of that first half now. It's over. It's done. If you can try to win the second, that's where it's going to come.
Hang tight with us. We're going to bring you those goals and highlights in just a few minutes here on the Michigan Soccer Network.
Your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
Granite City Food and Brewery has 2 Michigan locations in Troy and Northville. Serves made-from-scratch food, brews in-house beer, and even has brunch every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. To learn more about their daily specials or to book a private party, visit gcfb.com. Make sure you head over to Granite City in Northville at the corner of 7 Mile and Haggerty, or the Troy location at 16 Mile and I-75.
Robert Kerr and Ian Gilmore back here on Michigan Soccer Network. Opening night of United Women's Soccer 2 action between Jaguars FC and Rebels FC. And we're going to take a look at those first half goals, 4-0. Let's take a look. Rocket shot right at the beginning of the game. Went into the hands of the goalkeeper, and there's the first one. A thing of beauty from DeHane, her first.
I think that's going to be maybe one of those ones that is up there for candidate for goal of the week. It was DeHane putting it into the top drawer. Had that one early on that was just into the keeper's hands, but keeper didn't have much of a chance with that one.
Yeah, she made no mistake, and on this second goal, it was a bit of a scramble. Number 20 got hurt, but DeHane managed to bobble it over the line for number 2 in the 16th minute, just a few minutes after her first. And here comes an easy save for Bowles on that replay. A left-footed shot from DeBow. That was probably the easiest one so far. And here's DeBow. No one really challenged her, and she split the defenders after they kept backing up. No one stopping her from shooting. She goes onto her left foot and through the goalie.
And you wouldn't guess, I mean, 2 shots for her in the first half, both off her weaker left foot, but the second one gets in, and this time the other side, Gilson with a shot off the bar. That's as close as it came for the Jags in the first half.
And DeHane thought she had the hat trick there, but didn't quite cleanly strike it. And here's that fourth one. Nicely played from the left-sided player there, number 21. She hits it solidly and low and hard in front of the goal, and sometimes you just get that luck. And
yeah. Actually, I don't even think I noticed initially that the keeper got a hand to it. This is the first time that I've seen it like that, but just unlucky for the Jags. And you really hope as a neutral that they come out with some fire here and some pizzazz. Show them you can do it.
Second half action underway here at Oakland University in Auburn Hills, Michigan. And the Rebels with the 4-0 lead in the pink, going from left to right here in the second half. And Jaguars FC in a big hole going from right to left in the all whites. And they could be in deeper trouble here as a right-footed strike is knocked down here. Looks like we have possibly a goalkeeper switch.
It does look like it's Rich in there now instead of Bowles, and you really can't complain if you're Bowles after giving up 4 in the first half.
Now looks like it's going to be a early second half corner kick for the women in pink here. They had a hard time. They gave up that second goal via a corner kick. They had their center back Palazzolo standing right on the goalie, and that caused all sorts of trouble. They don't do it this time, and it squirts through. And for a second, I thought that squirted in. But that was on the near side netting. Rich, I'm sure, very happy to see that one. Callie Rich, very happy to see that one harmlessly go off to the side.
Yeah, from our angle, it looked like it was sneaking into that front post.
Here we go the other way. We got Gilson back in the game for the Jaguars.
Oh, how silky smooth is that out of the back? DeSanto and then Karam forward.
Jaguars retain the ball here, though. They didn't do a lot of this in the first half. Dispossessed, though, just as I say that. And the Rebels, they get on the ball once again. It seems like Gilson is kind of on her own when there's a press. She's a one-player press there, and you can't really do a lot with that when you're chasing around by yourself. She needs her fellow attackers up there pressing that ball if they're going to do it at all.
It was just out of the picture, too, but she looked visibly frustrated with the rest of her team just a second ago, and with good reason. I mean, the only offensive and attacking chances have come from the feet of Gilson, and when she went off the pitch in the first half, nothing happened attacking-wise for Jags.
Shout out to Jan Volker getting in the chat. You too, our legend. Right-footed shot. Put that on YouTube and like it. A right-footed strike makes it 5 for the Rebels here at Oakland University.
And that one is just a moment of individual play, really. Comes to her feet. Don't know how much she meant that skill, but right into the left-hand corner. No chance the goalie's going to get there. Beautiful finish. Great strike. Side netting. Clinical.
And that makes it 5. And are they going to go for 6? We're not even out of the replay, and we're going down the field again. There's players in the box waiting, lining up to get goals now. And it goes back to the girls in pink. It's magnetized to their feet at the moment. And it doesn't look like the team talk changed anything. It looks like more of the same one-way action here.
Yeah, which is honestly surprising. Rebels were doing so well in that first half, and they come out just as well. It's Koji with the goal. She's done well in the first 5 minutes in that midfield.
Koji with number 5 early here in the second half. Center backs. There's not no one within 20 yards of her.
They have all the time in the world.
And, you know, one player press didn't work, and no player press certainly isn't going to work, especially since they're cutting through them anyway, even with all those numbers behind the ball.
And how good they've been on the ball, the center backs for Rebels. So good with the ball at their feet.
Gilson motioning to her right attacker to get up there, but they're backing off again. The ball goes wide to the far side. Has a couple options there, but doesn't quite make it there. Number 50 in white, Josephine Huber, cuts it out. Bounces around over there. Can they get their foot on the ball? Number 43 can turn. She's got a little bit of space ahead of her, but the pink shirts caught up to her really quick there. And the Rebels are back on the ball once more.
That's a better ball, though. Gilson is in through. I think you needed a little bit of loft on that one. Toss it up in the air, a little backspin on it, and Gilson had a chance, but ball just not good enough.
A chipped-in pass, looking for the center forward there. Doesn't quite work out, but a mix-up in the back leads to a shot that goes just wide. Flirting with danger. They're maybe getting towards a half dozen here. You can't be passing loosely. These girls in pink are really, really quick to any loose play. That one popped up in the middle. Not to any of her teammates, though. One-way traffic continues as Karam tried to battle her way through, but looks to have fouled. Don't miss any live soccer coverage on the Michigan Soccer Network. Head to youtube.com/Michigan Soccer Network to subscribe. And don't forget to click the bell. That way, you're notified every time we go live. DeSanto still in net for the Rebels in her yellow bib. Center backs just casual. No making them worry. Is she onside? And the goalkeeper, Callie Rich, does well to come off her line because there was two girls in pink waiting to pounce on that ball. Number 8 dances through a few. That was pretty. And that ball, if number 21 can get on the end of it, there's a runner in the middle, plays it in, goes to the far post, but it bounces just up and over the foot of the attacker on the far side. That was real dangerous. A nice footwork in the middle and a great pass to the outside. They're really making work of this Jaguars back line now.
Yeah, it was really well done down this right-hand side. The ball in was pretty good. Lauren DeBow just didn't get the finish right. That one was kind of bouncing up on her, like you said, and didn't get her foot in the right position to get a good enough strike behind it.
As the breeze comes through the press box, the papers go flying, and I look up, and it does look, I don't know what direction we're facing here, Ian, but it does kind of look like there is rain on the way.
It's ominous.
What once started off as a sunny Thursday afternoon is starting to get...
What's with that?
Starting to look a little threatening here. Hopefully that blows on by. Palazzolo and Karam just knocking it back and forth here.
Spring/summer weather in Michigan, right? Look away, and 5 minutes later, it's different.
If you want rain to come, book a soccer game in the summer. Maybe even, yeah. We won't say the T-storm word, because that's no fun. We'll play in the rain, but those lightning bolts put an end to the fun here. As Rebels look for their 6th goal, the ball comes into the box. It's going to fall to the forward. I can't believe that the backline let her get to that. Right-footed shot goes high and just over the bar. There was 2 Jaguar center backs there who let the ball bounce and let it get to the foot of the Rebels attacker.
And it's not like it was played in with a ton of pace either. You're trained as a defender to go to the ball and get there first. And then DeBow really wasn't actually that far away with her second-hand attempt, but that's, at some point, it's just confusing to me that the defenders on Jags tonight just have let things come to them instead of doing it the other way and vice versa. If a ball is bouncing inside your 18 as a central defender, that's a problem.
Number 34 for the Jaguars, Eve Davis, looked to put some pressure on, but she backs off as the ball goes back to Rebels goalkeeper Olivia DeSanto. Palazzolo and Karam really just doing what they want. Karam playing her college ball at U of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Palazzolo at Butler University. Some class soccer programs, and showing it here thus far this evening. The Jaguars won't want to let any more in. Obviously, it's a lopsided scoreline already, but if this gets any bigger, that might be a goal difference that they'll be working the entire season to work off.
Well, it's a case of pride, too, at the end of the day. 10 minutes into the second half, already you've given up another goal, too. You have to want to try to win this second half, or at least equalize and draw the second half 1-1, something along those lines. So they really won't want to let any more in.
Rebels looking for more action here as they are now passing through the midfield, and that almost fell to number 15 in pink. Maddie Salah. Yeah, that was definitely out of bounds. For a second, it looked like they were just going to let them play on, but that's going to be a Jaguars throw-in. We'll let you know about We Are Soccer, the premier soccer show for fans of all ages, discussing professional soccer, youth soccer, and everything in between, based in Metro Detroit, Michigan. Watch Craig Hearn every Saturday morning on Facebook and YouTube at 8 a.m. "5-0 Rebels over Jaguars here in the first of a doubleheader. We're going to see at 8 o'clock the Jaguars' first team, as this Jaguar side is the reserve team. So we'll see Jaguars 1 versus the Nationals kicking off at 8 o'clock tonight. Plenty of action here as the Rebels advance into the attacking third, looking for a 6th goal. Bounces around top of the box. She's able to turn and get a shot that stings the palms of Callie Rich. She rolls it nicely to the defender. They play it to the wide, to the outside, getting a pass to the midfield. It's a nice little skill to get away from a couple pink shirts, and that hopeful ball up to Gilson didn't quite get through the Rebels' back line. Jessica Wilson plays it back to her goalie. Santo plays it to her center backs, Palazzolo and Karam. I feel like I've said their name a million times.
That's where everything starts for Rebels at the back. Especially, as we've said, this press is very low, and the block that the Jags are sitting in is pretty deep. So the center backs are going to have a ton of time to play with the ball at their feet, and that's been true all night.
You said at halftime there might be an effort difference, definitely a mentality difference. You can sell in all those 50-50 balls. And things aren't going to get any easier for the Jaguars as number 11, Caitlin Duhane, who already has 2 goals in the game, set to check back in, as is Caitlin Kale. That duo was giving the Jaguars fits, and they're going to check back in. So it's going to be a tough last half an hour, you imagine.
Lethal in the first half, those two were.
Oh, nice double turn back here for DeBow. She finds a teammate, and they work their way through the middle. 21, who's been very impressive since she's entered the game. She finds her striker, makes herself available, might get a shot, but the Jaguars defender gets a toe on it, but still the magnetism of the boots in the girls in pink is still there. And here's DeBow. She takes a long-range effort, blocked by the defense, but it finds its way back to her. She chips it with the left foot into the box, but that is a foul there in the box on the Rebels attacker.
Yeah, just a little too eager into the back of the center back there.
And it looks like the referee will allow the substitutions, and it looks like we have Tiffany Torres, Caitlin Duhane, and Caitlin Kale all coming back in.
Not a welcome sight if you're Jags. Of course, it's good players coming off as well, so it's not exactly like there's that much difference in talent level when the Rebels are making subs. Salah and Tillotson both taking a breather.
I think we're learning here that the Rebels might be stacked. But here come the Jaguars up the middle. This is their best possession so far of the second half. And looks like they got themselves their first corner of the half. Is that their first corner of the game, Ian?
I do believe so.
So that kind of is an indicator of kind of how this game has gone. The only shots that the Jaguars have really gotten have either pinged back into play off the post or have sailed out of bounds. So the defense of the Rebels actually poking that out of bounds for the first corner of the game for the Jaguars. Let's see if they can capitalize. And it looks like it's going to be a right-footed in-swinger here on this near corner. Here it comes. Doesn't get past the near post, but comes back to the player who puts it back into the danger zone, comes back to the top of the box. And that's a left-footed strike from the Jaguars that goes well wide to the right-hand side. Number 6, Grace Miller, checking back into the game, and 53 for the Jaguars coming in. 53 is Haley Jukabowski, I believe. Viewers, feel free to throw a comment into the channel under the stream. feel free to say hello. Sorry, Jan, I did take your goal call, but, you know, when you, I was just mentioning your comment, and you made a goal happen, so I had to use your tagline. Rebels on the ball once more. Passing down the right-hand flank. Flick on, goes to Kale. Doesn't quite get her past the center back there. Chip back out into the middle of the field. And can Gilson put some pressure on here? She denies the cross-field pass, but no one with her, so the Rebels player able to turn and pick out her pass, which she does to Kale. That's up to Duhane after a good combination between the three players there in the middle of the field. She looks to get on her right foot, looks for that through ball. She was looking for Torres, but cut out there. There's quite a few white shirts there back. That ball is skewed out to the other side of the field there. Deanna Palazzolo, defender from Butler University, all the time in the world here to pick her pass. Grace Miller able to find her pass, and it comes out to the near side to Torres. 58 in white, Genevieve Crocker sends it back to Rebels goalkeeper Olivia DeSanto. The action definitely seems to be slowing down here a little bit. End-to-end action in the first half. Here comes Gilson. She's got one option. She might go it alone. She does, but she ends up having to reach for it, but does earn her team their second corner.
Yeah, it's only going to come from her, it seems, as we keep moving forward in this. Good defense by Karam to get back and put a body in front of that. Looks like she comes up a little bit worse for wear. I think it was the right call out for a corner, and Karam, you see there, kind of just comes up hobbling a little bit. Now she's up and on her feet, moving back towards that front post.
Yeah, she paid the price for getting stuck in there, but saved the shot. Here comes the second corner, right-footed outswinger, comes in, gets past the first post, bounces to the top of the box. Defender knocks it away, and it keeps on bouncing for the Rebels attacker, and here they go. It's a 3-on-2. She's got options. She plays the pass. Plenty of time, had Duhane wide open in the middle, but chose to go alone. In hindsight, not the right pass, and it goes into the very grateful hands of Callie Rich.
Well, DeBoe's taking every shot today with her left foot. Why not keep going? You had the chance there. Just slot it home in that bottom corner, but she cuts back onto her right. I'll be honest, when she did that, I thought she was going to lay it off for Duhane in the middle of the box, and trying to chip the keeper from 8 yards out when the keeper really hasn't totally come out yet is probably not the move.
Yeah, Duhane was wide open at the penalty spot. Maybe a little bit too much time to think about that, because the ball just kept on falling to the feet of Rebels players there, and she had all the time in the world. Pass or shoot, and she shot, and the sixth goal hasn't come just yet for the Rebels, as we see another substitution. Number 10, Pattinson comes off. Bailey Pattinson did really well in the game. She, especially in the first half when she was close to us, she kind of used the space that was allotted to her and really got those first few goals going. So well done to Pattinson, a good shift for her. Crowd starting to fill in here in anticipation of the second game of the doubleheader here on the campus of Oakland University for the opening night of UWS action here locally. Thank you for tuning in here on the Michigan Soccer Network.
If you're looking to grow your business, you can advertise with the Michigan Soccer Network. You can be a title sponsor, place your 30 or 60-second commercial, readouts, and more. To learn more about our advertising programs, visit MichiganSoccerNetwork.com.
Almost got some payoff for some Jaguars pressure there, Gilson, but unlucky the bounces have not been going her way. Duhane turns her defender, right-footed shot. No, she's not going to get her hat trick on that, but
she wants it bad.
Yeah, you can tell there's a hunger there. Great turn to get away from the defender, but that shot was well high of the bar.
Yeah, I just laughed because you can see right as, like, literally split second as she created that space, there was one thought in her mind, and that was take a shot.
I'm going to send her rocket to the top corner for the hat trick.
Well, she did one like that earlier on, so why not try your luck again, especially when you're on those 2 goals.
Nice pass from Kale to find her Duhane there. DeBow gets around 2 defenders. Finds that outside back there. Dribbles into the middle, around the defender, still going. Right-footed shot is blocked down, and Callie Rich did well to get to that loose ball ahead of the Rebels attacker. Jaguars not spreading the field at all. Everyone, even though they're in possession, they're still scrunched back. Nobody pushing up at all. I'm not sure how they're going to get anything going offensively if there's no numbers going forward.
They're not.
So it seems. Deanna Palazzolo taking care of that, knocking that out of bounds, cleaning that up. Any slight chance of danger averted there before it even started.
Both of the teams coming up after are already warming up, so I think it'll be a pretty brief break in between games. So I can't go to Granite City in the middle.
Maybe we'll do that after.
Yeah, there we go.
We'll tell them Michigan Soccer Network sent us.
Exactly.
And talking about them got us hungry for it. Jaguars throw in. Gobbled up, though, by the Rebels as they find Duhane. She turns, looks upfield. She plays an aggressive through ball. But Jaguars defense does well to snuff that out. Some numbers forward now for Jaguars because the field did get a little bit stretched there with that offensive end throw in. And that might fall, but too close to the goalkeeper there for number 34 in white, Eve Davis. Didn't fall her way.
Well, and sometimes these nights are the hardest for goalkeepers when you really aren't called into action that often. So DeSanto really has to stay on her toes and just stay focused along the back line.
Oh no, that looks like trouble. DeBow goes down writhing in pain, pointing to the sideline, and her teammate steps up to stretch out her leg, so hopefully that is just cramp. For a second there, the way she crumpled down with nobody around her, I thought for a second that something terrible had happened to her knee, but looks like they're doing the old stretch out the what do you call that when you're
it's cramp.
Yeah, cramp. That was the word that escaped me. So hopefully that is just cramp and nothing serious there. But the look on her face and the way she went down was a little bit worrying there. And I'm sure for the coaching staff, they are hoping for her to step on this cramp and
I couldn't tell if it was a crying face or a laughing face, and I think that gives you the answer.
That's I believe it looks like head coach Rob Brinkman carrying DeBow off the field.
I have not seen that one before, Rob, at any level of the game. I think that gives us our answer that she's okay.
Yeah. Hopefully if she blew out her knee, they wouldn't be throwing her over the coach's shoulder. But thank goodness, for a second there, I thought something terrible had happened to her, but just cramp, which is obviously very painful, but temporary.
Yeah. Well, that's the one thing with when you're playing in the summer, too. This goes for any of the pre-professional, amateur, semi-pro leagues. Goal number 1 is stay healthy. Goal number 2 is, progress and get better. So staying healthy has to be the priority for all these players. Of course, many of them going back to their schools in the fall, and they want to be healthy for those seasons.
Answering Jan's question in the chat, no stretcher. Apparently the coaches are on the job for that. As we get to the final third of this match, looking ahead a little bit at games coming up on the Michigan Soccer Network. Tomorrow night, I'm right back here for some UPSL action. The Nationals men's side will be taking on Hamtramck City. And in some more UWS 2 action on Sunday evening as these Rebels take on Legends FC. And both of those teams scoring lots of goals in their opener, so that might be quite the slugfest on Sunday night. So a couple of games to look out for on the Michigan Soccer Network. Friday night UPSL and some more UWS 2 on Sunday, as this looks to be onside. There's no flag here. Right-footed cross just too far ahead. And it looked like they were going to get their sixth.
So what? So Legends was 8-0?
Legends FC won their first match earlier this week, 8-0.
And Rebels, I'd say, is still TBD. Because I wouldn't put it past them scoring again tonight. But either way, that one should be exciting.
Yeah, Sunday night of the two teams with a hot start. And this doesn't look like an accident that this is scoreline, to be fair.
No, this is, I'd say, fair.
Maybe Jaguars won, but we'll see.
Unlucky not to get one in that first half, I'd say, yes.
But we were talking about that halftime talk, and each coach would have very different messages, and there really wasn't much of a response as Jaguars get into attacking third. A rare attack here as they do get behind the back line, but the girls in pink do well to tackle the ball away. There were 3 white shirts up in the attacking third, which hasn't happened very often, but the back line able to tackle that away from the attacking player.
Karam's been phenomenal tonight. I don't think she's put a foot wrong, and she's done it attacking with the ball at her feet and defensively.
And this looks dangerous. Can the Jaguars defender take care of it? She does, but she was surrounded by 2 attacking players while she was trying to clear that loose ball while she was facing her own net. No easy feat there. Definitely hearing footsteps on both sides can force a bad decision, but she does well. But Rebels on the ball once more. We don't have any possession stats, but what would you guesstimate it as, Ian?
I don't think it's as lopsided as we probably think it is. I'd probably say 65-35, maybe 70-30. I'd say probably closer to 70-30 in favor of Rebels.
Nice pass combination up the middle. Some space, actually, for the attacking Jaguars. Up on the left-hand side, number 37 in white. Puts it in the middle, but doesn't fall to her teammate. Duhane all the way back to help out. Looks like maybe she slid back in more of a midfield role here.
Yeah, and I think that McQuaid is playing as it's Kale up top playing as the main striker, McQuaid on the left, and I think Wilson actually is playing more right wing this second half.
Here comes the Jaguars. She gets around a defender. Nutmegs another, but I think that was Karam or the left back there able to cover for that moment of brief danger. It's coming the other way. She had a player up the middle of the field, but instead it's tackled away. And here comes the captain for the Jaguars up the middle of the field. Number 60, Marissa Woods, gets tackled away in the on the half-field line. 2 pink attackers to her left. She passes, but doesn't hit her teammates there. Definitely hungry for more goals are the players in pink. Oh, see, there's that aggression, stepping in front of that pass. The girls in white waiting for that to come. Right-footed strike. Oh, and Callie Rich looked worried there. She kind of stuck her arm out, and it was very close to that right-hand post. Let's check out that replay. They look awfully close for how relaxed the goalkeeper was. Right-footed strike, had some zip, and then went wide of that right-hand post.
Yeah, in real time, I thought that Rich actually might have gotten a hand to it, but Miller had more space to keep taking that one if she wanted.
Here's Duhane. She's on a hat trick. Cuts on her right foot. Puts it in the middle. It bobbles out to the near side all the way Went all the way across the 18-yard box. And lots of room here for the defender stepping up. She puts it into the box, wide open attacker. And Kale could have actually taken that down, turned and shot there. There was no defenders around her there.
Again, I just don't understand how that can happen. How can someone be unmarked right on the penalty spot?
And it was a high looping pass, too. No one stepped. Substitution for the Rebels.
Yeah, good shift from McQuaid on that far side. Did really well getting forward. Just never had that final ball good enough into her feet. Never really got a chance at goal.
Always made the supporting runs and was in on the press, though, the entire time she was on the field. And here's some more press. Is the dangerous in the box there. And that's a foul, definitely, on the far side. This game actually hasn't been too rough. There's been a couple collisions, but there really hasn't been a whole lot of fouls or rough play at all. We'll see this on replay. Kind of a 50-50 with a good, decent push in the back there.
Put a shoulder into someone's back, and if they go down, it's always going to be a foul, no question. A little too eager.
If this is a closer game, that maybe would be something that you'd say is unnecessary, but not too irrelevant. But the Jaguars force a turnover here in the attacking half, but the ball comes backward. And they do have numbers in front of the ball, so what can they do here, Jaguars? Can they get a consolation? Not on this possession, though, as the Rebels midfield cuts that out. Duhane on the ball, able to turn, spray it wide. Plenty of space on that left-hand wing. Back to Duhane in the middle. She can look up. She finds a pass. Well tackled there. And that's a miscommunication. And this could be 6. And it is. Miscommunication at the back for the Michigan Jaguars. And the Rebels find a half dozen here in the opening night in UWS 2 action.
My only thought is that there had to have been a shout come from Rich to tell her defender to leave it. If not, then that's... How do you leave that as a center back inside your own box? Even if you hear a shout from your keeper, that one has to be into row Z. Clear it out. That is just about as easy as they'll come for Salah.
That's goal number 6 in the night, and number 15, Madison Salah's first of the night. There in the 80th minute here. She was well composed. I mean, she had,
yeah, still had something to do with it, right?
She did well. She had a couple touches around the goalie to make sure she finished it. But she had plenty of time and space there in the 18-yard box in front of the keeper.
It was gift wrapped with a bow.
I already mentioned these games, but some good ones coming up tomorrow night right here on the network. UPSL action, Nationals men's versus Hamtramck City at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And then Sunday, in this division, UWS 2 action, these Rebels will be facing the Legends FC, who've won their first game 8-0. So that should be a good one. Some good action coming up in the coming days here on the Michigan Soccer Network, but not even done for the night, as right after this game, we are set for another match as the Jaguars' first team will play against the Nationals in UWS action.
Hoping, from a neutral perspective, that one is closer, and I think we can't expect it to be too, probably.
We'll see. We'll see. Throw in here as the Jaguars made 3 substitutions there at that stoppage of play. They look dead tired there coming off. Rebels with 6 on the board. They have never looked short of hunger for more. Plenty of time for the center back to pick her pass. She does. Excellent. To the feet. Here's Kale. She can find Duhane, who still hasn't found that hat trick. Duhane's on the ball. It's on her right foot. She shoots. And it goes just wide of that near post. Her eyes lit up, I'm sure, when that ball came to her on the top of the 18.
Had the keeper beat down to the keeper's left-hand side. Does well to keep it low, but just outside that post.
Jaguars trying to get some passes stringed together here in their own. Gust of wind blowing through here. I did mention earlier the weather was looking a little bit inclement here coming as all my notes go flying across the press area here in Oakland University. We're covered, thankfully, but open air press boxing. Gust of wind came out of nowhere and blown away, and hopefully this weather doesn't impact this next game at all. And the officials are here and ready.
Before kickoff is scheduled. Yeah, that was an interesting one. The main official showing up right at 6 o'clock for this game.
I went to the wrong address and I still got here.
Well, maybe he did as well.
Looking for 7. Duhane on a hat trick! Denied by Rich. She stuck her palm out there and robbed her of the hat trick.
If Duhane puts that anywhere other than right at Rich, it's a goal. She has so much time and space. All you got to do is pick a side. But unfortunately, right at Rich, and no hat trick yet for Duhane.
Credit to Rich there for staying on her feet.
Yeah,
because she
easy to
all
go
that
down
time,
in that position, yes.
And Duhane did a little bit of a stutter step, and that might even trigger the goalie to react and dive to a side. So credit to her for staying on her feet.
Good instincts out of the keeper.
Here comes a corner. That looks dangerous. Ooh, and it goes through, it bounces in the box, comes back in the middle. Shot blocked wide. And it looks like another corner. I'm sure the Jaguars definitely don't want a touchdown scoreline here.
No.
Here comes another corner for the Rebels in pink. Here comes right-footed in-swinger, loops top of the penalty box, or to the penalty spot rather. And that gets headed harmlessly and trickles to the near side for a throw in. And I want to mention that We Are Soccer is the premier soccer show for fans of all ages, which discusses professional soccer, youth soccer, and everything in between. The show's based in Metro Detroit, Michigan, with Craig Hearn hosting every Saturday morning on Facebook and YouTube at 8 a.m. each week. What an awesome time to be involved in Michigan soccer. So much action. Everywhere you look, almost every night of the week, there's either professional, pre-professional, or some sort of soccer going on here. A myriad of teams popping up left and right. Rebels have a partnership with the Nationals, and we're going to see the Nationals' first team here coming up at the top of the hour.
And no better place to watch it if you want to watch all of it than Michigan Soccer Network. Games left and right, like you said, just about every night of the week, and we've got a ton of them.
More pressure coming from the Rebels. They are looking for more goals here. We're in the last moments of the game here in the 87th minute, and the Rebels have their third corner in quick succession. I'm sure they've had about a dozen by now. They earned their second goal of the game via corner kick. They're pulling the tactic of crowding out the goalie, and that's what led to the second goal. Can they repeat it farther away from the goal this time? But it bounces top of the box. Here comes a right-footed shot right into the welcoming arms of the Jaguars goalie, Callie Rich.
Well, Miller actually does really well with that, because when those are bouncing out at you, it's easy just to put every part of your body into it and just blast it over the crossbar. But she does well to keep that one on target, but never really troubled Rich too much.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, she kept it down, kept it on frame. That's good. Yeah, 99% of those go rocketing up.
And that's one of the greatest feelings when you're standing on the edge of the 18 on a corner and you just see that ball trickling towards you.
And more often than not, the player that is at the top of the box in those situations is probably a defensive midfielder. Or
someone that's not in that situation very often.
Yeah, those eyes light up.
I can say from experience that that's happened to me, a few times throughout my playing career, which was mostly just in youth, but I think every single time I put it over the crossbar.
But you remembered like the sweet ones you might have hit.
There wasn't many.
6-0 scoreline here on the campus of Oakland University in the first game of the season for both these clubs in United Women's Soccer Second Division. Just a few moments to go here. And that could be a breakaway here for the Jaguars. It's a one-on-one situation, and my goodness, you said Karam was doing a masterclass, and that was the best example yet.
Yep, this is the first time we've seen somebody getting behind her tonight.
Oh, and the goalkeeper in a bit of trouble here. DeSanto playing with the ball a little bit and almost paid the price. But I think that was Eve Davis had that breakaway. She was caught up by Karam. We were praising her, and then DeSanto almost caught out playing out of the back there.
Well, that's the other side of the double-edged sword of wanting to play out of the back all the time is eventually if your keeper's not, focused or totally into it, which is, makes sense. DeSanto's hardly been in this game, but Karam once again showing her defensive prowess on the last play.
Duhane dribbling half the field, going around defenders. She sprays it wide. Space on the right. Puts it across. And there it is, number 7. Oh, it is not. They are denied number 7 by the flag of the linesman. But that was a great pass from the outside attacking player. Low and hard and on the foot of her attacking player. And that's got to be a close offside decision there because, she pretty much played it straight across the 6-yard box.
And so my first thought was that, who was it that put it in? Was it Kale that was in the middle? I thought she had to have been behind the ball. So even if she's past those players at the back, doesn't matter if she's behind the ball.
And here's another chance. Left-footed strike saved by Rich, but the rebound is saved. But another chance and another save by Rich. Lots of action in the Jaguars box here in the closing moments and the best saves of the game.
Yeah, right as we tick on to 90 minutes. Rebels really could have 8 or 9 in this game without question, but Rich doing well in the second half, only gave up 2 goals, and she's probably had more saves to make than Bowles did in that first half as well, so something to hang their head on, I guess, for the Jags.
DeSanto getting in the middle of things here at the end, and that does it. The whistle blows. The first game of UWS 2 action here comes to a close with a 6-0 scoreline. The Rebels win big. And I'll try to run down the goal scorers here as there's quite a few. We started off with 2 from Duhane in the 12th minute, the 16th minute. Goal from Duhane, or Dubois, sorry, in the 26th minute, an own goal in the 37th. Koji in the 48th. And then another goal in the 80th minute to add up to a 6-0 scoreline here between the Jaguars 2 and the Rebels FC. We're going to take a quick breath here and be right back here on the Michigan Soccer Network.
Granite City Food and Brewery has 2 Michigan locations in Troy and Northville. Serves made-from-scratch food, brews in-house beer, and even has brunch every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. To learn more about their daily specials or to book a private party, visit gcfb.com. Make sure you head over to Granite City in Northville at the corner of 7 Mile and Haggerty, or the Troy location at 16 Mile and I-75.
Hey moms and dads, are you looking for a program to keep your toddler active this winter? Kickstart Toddler Soccer is the Find us at the amazing Legacy 925 Center, located in the heart of Oxford, Michigan. Check us out at kickstarttoddlersoccer.com and come play with us today.
We're back here, Michigan Soccer Network. Robert Kerr alongside Ian Gilmore. The first of our doubleheader is in the books. Rebels win big, 6-0 scoreline here. And we're going to try to get a player of the game, but we got plenty of highlights to show you first. Ian, you get the first one.
Well, I mean, there was lots going on, especially in that first half for Rebels, and then they added a couple more in the second half. It was Koji with the fifth, a clinical strike into that bottom left-hand corner. The right boot, no mistake there.
That was really nice, right in the corner pocket. Excellent stuff, and then here comes the sixth. Oh, no. That's coming up in a little bit. That shot just went over the bar. Many shots in this game. In the second half, Kelly Rich had her glove stinging from all the saves she was making. And here's the sixth. Miscommunication in the back line. And that does it. That was number 6.
That was Salah there, number 15 for Rebels.
And it looked like Duhane was going to get her hat trick there. She got 2 goals early in the match and had that chance we just saw, and a number of others, and then number 13 in pink with a double chance there at the end. Callie Rich with her best saves of the game right there at the end. Plenty of action here tonight. What can you say about that game? It definitely wasn't competitive for very long. First half went both back and forth, but the second half really was one-way action.
Yeah, really only one winner in that one the whole time. And Rebels, the final score 6-0. That tells you all you really need to know.
All right, Robert Kerr, Ian Gilmore waiting for player of the game, but we're going to take another quick break here on the Michigan Soccer Network.
Kickstart Toddler Soccer is a developmental program that helps turn timid toddlers into
Welcome back to the campus of Oakland University. We just saw the Rebels win 6-0 over the Jaguars in UWS 2 action. Robert Kerr here, along with the player of the game, Caitlin Ducharme. Great game. Congratulations for being player of the game. 2 goals early. Walk us through those, would you?
Thank you, yeah. So the first goal, I just had a lot of space, got my head up, and made sure I hit it on target. So that was a good feeling to get, an early goal in. And then the second one kind of was like a cross-in, I believe. And it popped out and just, had that focus to just tap it in.
That first one was real quality. That second one was opportunistic, off the corner, a bit of a kerfuffle between the goalie, and it fell to you, and it took it well. And it looked like you were destined for a hat trick. You got a number of chances. Your eyes must have been lighting up with all those chances there in the second half.
For sure. I think with a little more focus in the second part of the half, those will go in.
And we're taking a look at your first goal, a rocket shot. How did that feel?
Yeah, it felt great. I was actually playing center back for my fall season, which was not expected, but got used to it there, and then now I'm back up top, so it definitely felt good to put some in the back of the net.
So you were playing center back. I noticed you were playing more forward in the first half,
Yep.
a little bit more in the midfield in the second, so you have quite a bit of versatility in your game.
Yeah, I definitely think that's one of my strengths is versatility, so it's definitely just fun to be on the field wherever I can be.
So 6-0 scoreline in your opening game. Did you expect that coming in, that your team was going to be so strong?
Honestly, this is a new team for me. I haven't played with them before. I don't think a lot of the girls have played together, so I feel like just everyone was really putting their best foot forward and working hard for each other, so I was really pleased. We're all really pleased with the performance.
Your team's back in action on Sunday, and you guys face Legends FC, who won their opening game 8-0. That might be a closer contest.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're definitely excited for the challenge.
Well, congratulations on player of the game and your very first appearance for Rebels FC. It looks like you might have a very fun summer ahead.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Michigan Soccer Network. And we have the second of our doubleheader as the Nationals face the first team of the Jaguars here on the Michigan Soccer Network. Thank you so much.
Thank you.